How's it going, guys and gals? This is Advanced Warrior here, and I am back with another Tiny Wars tournament announcement. That is right, guys and gals, we are finally having another tournament opening up, and this time it is a fog tournament that we have called the Autumn Onslaught. I'm just gonna go through the requirements, how to sign up, the maps, and yeah, we'll go from there. So first off, you want to have an account. Obviously you need an account to play, but also you want to be on the right version. Here you see Switch game version. You want to be on the classic version. You don't want to be on an experimental, DOR, trilogy, or Tiny Wars 2. It's the classic one. That's the one that you have to be on. Once you have logged on, you will want to go to multiplayer, and then you want to go to Switch mode, and you want to get it off of Versus. It's currently on Versus. You want to click on it and change to regular tournament, and then once you do that, you will see registration. You'll go ahead and click on registration, and then you can click register. I have already registered, as you can see, and we already have 38 people registered, so that's honestly really surprising to me. Thank you all so much for joining. So we'll get to the time. So obviously the first two things I've said, you want to be on the correct version, which is the classic version. Obviously you need an account. The other thing that you need in order to join the tournament is that you must have at least one completed ranked game in Tiny Wars, either Fog or Standard, doesn't matter. Completing at least one will allow you to join any tournaments, and this is only done because of potential bots that could just spam the brackets and all that. We are sorry if that is an inconvenience. We do wish we had a better way of doing that, but yeah, play at least one ranked game, and I think it has to be at the minimum at least 4 days. If it plays out for 4 days, it will count as one ranked game. And at the time I'm recording this is a little confusing, but I have set the time remaining until signups close to be September 20th at midnight West Coast time. I don't really know what that is, but it's like 3 a.m. for Eastern time on the 21st. That's when signups close. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, on the 20th is the last full day until signups will be closed. I almost forgot to add this in, guys and gals. As you can see, the boot timer is 120 hours, meaning that players will have 5 full days to play their turns before they will be kicked. It used to be 3, and we kind of felt that it was a little short, so we're trying 5 days. If it turns out to be too long, we may go back to 3, but we're going to keep this tournament to be 5 days. There's no other way of like adding increments to time. We just have raw straight hours of how long a turn will be. That is what I almost forgot to bring up. Just let you know, 5 days is how long each of your turns will be. Alright, so that's everything that you need to go in. You are also able to preview the maps, and that is what we will be doing here. This may be subject to change depending on how many players we have. Sorry. So for round 1, we are going to have Old Rivalry. It is a 3 base map. We got an airport over here. HQs are in the center. We got some ports and some temp ports. Comm towers in the middle. Some island properties you may want to capture, especially the radar that gives you some vision in the surrounding area. It'll be really interesting to see what some players will go for in this first map. Up next, we have a baselight map called Phase, and as you can see, it is a more simple looking 2-base map with the airport in the center. We have comm towers and radars in the middle as well. Those are going to be pretty contested, and I'm very curious to see what kind of games we'll have. For round 3, we have another baselight map known as Infinite 8, and the airports are a little more in the center, a little more forward. You can immediately protect your HQ. There are bridges that lead to islands on the comm towers on the side. That will be fun to see. Alright, for round 4, we have Fletcher Walker. Now, I think this is Tiny Wars version. There is a Fletcher Walker for Advanced Wars by Web, and is that this infantry can actually go back and forth and see the base and the airport going back and forth, but because in Tiny Wars you can't see properties, you're probably going to get a lot of information coming from this radar, and I believe they give out 5 tiles of vision, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you could capture the radar and then bring your infantry all the way over here, and then you should be able to see most of what's coming out. Like I said, you cannot see what's being built, but you can see what's coming out. And it'll be very interesting to see how these players will utilize the little information that they've gotten in order to outwit their opponent. Round 5, we have a map called Sunshot, a bigger map. 3 base, we actually have a lander up here, and the lander can go through the bridge, so it can start transporting units closer towards the HQ side. Unfortunately, no infantry in one turn will be able to reach the lander. And we also have these flares over here that cannot move, and they have 3 shots of flares. They have 3 shots, so you maybe want to possibly time your flares and see when the opponent will attempt to build something. Like, will they build a recon? And if they do, like, what base will it be on? Or they build a tank, what base will they build their tank? You have to guess correctly and get the timing right. But maybe you don't want to take too long, because your opponent could possibly have an artillery and shoot and kill your flares, and then you may never end up using all your shots. So good luck with that. Some meteors, not too sure if this breaks or not. I'll have to confirm that later. Alright, round 6 is going to be 1v1. The escape is inevitable. And the most interesting part about this map is that we actually have a carrier. These are carriers. I haven't played this game so long. We have carriers, and these especially let you pull out some seaplanes. So it's very possible in round 6 we may see some seaplanes being used in this game, and it's fog, so it may or may not catch some people off. The missiles in the corners you cannot reach, but you can reach the cities that look like islands, but these shoals attach it, so a foot soldier can go ahead and capture that property. And then finally for round 7 we have settles as still water. It is there is a map like this in Advanced Wars by Web, but it's modified to just have a simple gunboat. And you know, these, if you have like any landers, they could go through the bridges, but I don't think that really matters a whole lot. So I think the blue ones from Sunshot do break if you do destroy that meteor. Well, these red ones are basically kind of like pipes, and you could destroy the meteor, but you cannot destroy the red laser thingies. So those will stay. The meteors can be destroyed. And yeah, as you can see, it's very similar to Advanced Wars by Web Settles of Stillwater. Lastly, another thing I feel like you guys should know about this tournament is that there are already COs that are banned. You will still have the normal 6 ban CO. So when you're playing a game of Tiny Wars, usually you would just ban like 6 COs, and then your opponent bans 6 COs, and whoever is picked is banned. And even if it's double picked, then you could just say that's like a tactically wasted ban or something like that. But yeah, as you can see, Tiny Wars has COs with a minus or a plus on them. Those are the COs that will be picked for the sake of balance. Like, I don't think any of the custom COs have been touched, but there's Penny and Penny Plus. Penny is banned, Wayland's banned, Greyfield's banned, Tasha, Engage are banned, and these are the only two, the only 2 minus COs. So Brenner is banned and Isabella is banned. So now you just have Brenner minus, Isabella minus, Lynn, Will, Forsyth, Gage plus, Tasha plus, Greyfield plus, Wayland plus, Calder, Penny plus, and Tabitha plus. Although, funny enough, Calder is like already like banned, and well, not banned but nerfed in Tiny War standards. But yeah, what you see here, these seven COs are all banned, and all the custom COs are not banned as far as I'm concerned. So just be aware of this when you're playing, and remember you get 6 bans for when the actual game starts, but you won't have Brenner, Isabella, because these 2 are really good. Gage just struggles a little bit. Tasha struggles a bit. Greyfield struggles. No, Tasha struggles a lot. So does Greyfield. Waylon does struggle a bit. And Penny, I'd say she's like middle of the road, but the plus is really nice. So yeah, that is everything you guys and gals need to know about this tournament. If any of you guys have any questions, I will be open to try to answer them in the comments. Again, you have until about 2 weeks, I would say, until registration is closed. And like I said, the maps may vary depending on how many players there are and if there are any adjustments that we need to make. But yeah, Autumn Tiny Wars 6th on-site tournament, Fog tournament, Autumn Onslaught. Thank you all so much for checking this video out, and good luck to everyone who has joined the tournament. I'm Advanced Warrior. You all have my warmest regards. Please take care.